Hey mi gente, so today I am going to talk about something that is pretty sensitive for me and my best friend. As you guys can see in this poster, I included Tasha, but we'll get into that later on into the video. I couldn't do this by myself and I wanted to include someone that's been with me through this journey. It is no other than my best friend, Monique.
Hey!
We did write down a little
timeline of how our friendship with her went. Our friendship kind of all started back in Irving, back when we were in like second grade?
Yeah,
primary school. That's where we all met, really.
In 4th grade, I think that was our last time that we actually went to school together.
Yeah, we actually had a class together. Mrs. Wyatt, we had the same teacher. She was a mean teacher.
If you're watching this, we still love you.
We still
you taught us a lot of stuff.
You did, you really did, and we remember it till this day.
Fast forwarding to middle school. Tasha and Monique went to Lincoln and I went to...
He went to Von Steuben. He went, what, 5th grade?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so he left 5th grade year and me and Tasha were still going to Irving at that time. He had already went to a whole other school, but we've always been acquainted with each other, so even though he was at a different school,
we would see each other.
We would see each other all the time.
Like, there would usually be like after school activities such as like danzas, which are like dances.
Yeah, bailables.
Yes.
Like, we would always see each other, and Tasha was always with me. Anybody I was associated with, she was associated with, so she's always been friends with him.
Fast forwarding to high school. Our freshman year, this is kind of crazy because we all were in different high schools. Remember, I was part of her quinceañera.
He was in my quinceañera. We were still friends at that time. We talked, and Tasha...
And I think your quinceañera is when we kind of like started...
We got closer at that time.
Yeah. Keep in mind, at this time, I wasn't officially out. It was kind of like... I don't want to say weird, but it's just like
a regular boy.
Yes. When I was back in the closet or whatever you want to call it.
So he was more like a boy. He was always our friend, but we were never close with him in that level because he was, like I said, like more like a boy. So.
Yes. Sophomore year came and we all just got together.
Yeah, Tasha transferred to Manual. He transferred to Manual. And that's kind of like where our friendship really began.
Yeah.
Honestly, him and Tasha were more closer at the beginning. And I feel like it kind of wasn't more towards senior year when we got really close. My parents were always really strict, so I couldn't really do anything after school wise. Yeah, so him and Tasha would always hang out.
Fast forwarding to junior year. I officially came out to everybody, so I was more open, I was more myself.
And obviously, like, all his closest friends stayed at his friends. Like, you know, situations people turn on their friends when they come out and things like that. But you're fooling with my bestie. Couldn't leave him nowhere.
I don't know why I just did that. Like, bitch, I don't have hair. Senior year was very special.
We got closer. A lot of things got complicated within that time. Our friendship stayed together, you know. We always made sure we had each other. Tasha, she inherited this sickness called lupus. It's inherited through genes. So her dad inherited the sickness. She inherited it from him. And it wasn't until junior year that she realized she had the sickness. Something had triggered it. That's kind of like when she realized she had the sickness. After they had told her that she wouldn't get the sickness, and then somehow things went left, and then it happened. You know, we were there to support her, you know, but we never really realized how serious the sickness was.
I believe that it's similar to cancer. Like, you know, she was losing her hair. If you guys know about lupus, you know that they have the butterfly rash. It's supposed to be the top of the wings, the body of the butterfly, and then this rash right here is what you would get, which would be the lower wings.
We knew the toll that it took on her. We knew the things that she needed to go through.
Exactly.
It took a toll on us as her friend. Like, we had to be there for her for all these things that she had going on. She played through the sickness the whole time like it was nothing.
Yes.
Tasha was the toughest person I ever met in my life. I'm honestly honored to call her my best friend. I'm honestly glad that she was my best friend in my life, and I'm glad that she spent all this time with us, and she really opened our eyes to a lot of things.
She did. Fast forward and talk about the first time she went to the hospital.
So her sickness started getting pretty severe our senior year. So really she fought with the sickness for about a year.
Keep in mind, she's still underage, so she was in the section with the children. Nurses took really good care of her, the doctors, they did such a fantastic job. to keep her on point. The first time that she was actually in the hospital, which nobody knows, and we're sharing this to you guys because we want you guys to understand what we had to go through. And like as I said in the beginning of the video, this is actually like a very sensitive. It took a lot of encouragement, bravery for us to share this story with you guys because we don't know who's been
through a situation like this where they lose a best friend.
Exactly, and we want to be able to give advice of the way we healed.
Tasha really got sick our senior year. She was in the hospital for about a month. So me and her were on the soccer team, so our soccer season had just started. Our senior trip was gonna come up. Our prom was gonna come up. A whole bunch of senior things that we wanted to do together were coming up, and actually spent her 18th birthday in the hospital. We made a birthday card for her, and we had all of our classmates in our class sign it for her. Everybody loved Tasha.
Yes.
Like when I say Tasha was an amazing person, she was an amazing person. No matter how bad her sickness was, Tasha always had a smile on her face.
Like she didn't let her sickness take advantage.
Over her life. Yeah.
We would be the ones that were behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and
we knew what was
all.
going on, but nobody would ever have known that her sickness was as bad as it was.
Yes, she was a fighter.
She was a fighter.
She was a good best friend. She was a good daughter.
A good sister.
Yes. Oh, by the way, as Monique mentioned, for her 18th birthday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, at this time, prom was coming up. One of our friends, we're not gonna mention his name, just in case for privacy. I mean, if you're watching this video, you know who you are.
And I remember Tasha used to always tell me, I want a promposal. She always wanted a cute promposal, and so we wanted this to happen for her. So the original plan was that we were gonna have this guy friend of ours that was also friends with her, who was gonna ask her out for prom in class. That time, Tasha was supposed to be released from the hospital and she was supposed to be okay to come to school. Things weren't going as good as we thought they were, so she had to stay in the hospital. We had to change a plan. We decided to make a poster. The next day we went to, which was actually the day of her birthday, we went to the hospital, we visited her. Actually like showed her the poster and he asked her and she was like so happy. Read it. You're too close to it. That's so cute. Here goes your flip-flop. Yes, Chewy, yes.
Yes.
It was probably one of her best moments.
Yes.
And I'm honestly happy that we got to help that happen for her. At first, they actually weren't going to release her from the hospital in time for prom. So she literally had to like beg them to let her. They were actually able, they worked out a way to get her to be able to go back to school and to prom. We took a trip to Chicago beforehand and we had went and got our prom dresses and everything.
I do want to include that she was my first Valentine. And it's just little, memory to keep me happy that, like, this is from her. Cuddle with it. Like, this is my fucking cuddle buddy, right, bitch?
I remember on the day of prom, actually, we had a soccer tournament. Now, keep in mind, I did say that me and Tasha were on the soccer team. Now, Tasha, she loved soccer. She loved soccer more than I did, honestly. And unfortunately, she couldn't make it. She was out here getting ready.
Which, shout out to her sister, which she did do her makeup. She looked beautiful. Monique was finished with her tournament. She was getting ready.
Rush home.
And we all met.
We took pictures. And honestly, prom night was Tasha's favorite night.
Yeah.
We wanted to make that memorable for her because we knew how much it meant to her.
Yeah. Shout out to all the manual class of 2015.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. You guys showed love even after she passed away until this day. Everybody had noticed that Tasha hadn't been in school for so long, and then all of a sudden they see her pop up at
and prom. Everybody was so excited.
And everybody was so sure. They're like, oh my god, Tasha's here. And we're like, hell yeah, we wasn't playing no game. Like, she was going to show up for prom. After prom, she was able to go back to school.
Yes.
She finished off the school year good. But we did have our senior trip to Six Flags.
We thank you, Tasha's mom, you know who you are, obviously. And like Tasha's dad, which he convinced Tasha's mom to let her go, let her live her moment. And thanks to the doctor and the nurses to let her go with us.
Making sure everything was good for her to be able to let all of these things happen.
Yes.
And honestly, these things might not seem as big to you guys, but to Tasha, these moments meant a lot to her.
We are at graduation.
Yeah. Finally get to walk that stage all together after so many obstacles that we went, especially Tasha.
Yes.
Through all the pain that she had to endure to even make it to this day.
Already looking forward to college. We're all gonna move into the dorms together.
Yeah, we moved 3 weeks later. She started getting sick again. And that's when things kind of started taking a downfall.
Yes.
She didn't want that because she had got so tired from that time that she was already in there. She didn't want to have to do it again. I wish we would have just convinced her to, you know, like, dude, even if you have to stay, like, I wish we would have told her to go sooner.
Yes.
Like I said, we didn't see how bad it was.
Yes.
Only she knew how bad it was because only she knew how she felt. I mean, regardless, we were always like checking up on her, making sure she was good. She was telling me about how sick she felt. At this point, she's already 18, so she can't really be taken into the children's care part, so she's with like the adult part.
From experiencing this, I feel like in the kids section, yeah, they care more, and then the adults,
older, they don't care as much, and maybe if they would have paid a little bit more attention to the situation, things wouldn't have gone how they did. And so,
we're not saying that it's their fault. This is how we see it, and you know, we could probably be wrong, but at the same time, like we said before, like being with her throughout this whole journey and seeing how they were taking care of her compared to when she was considered as an adult, we just noticed a whole freaking difference. It went from this to this.
Yeah, honestly. She was in the hospital for a few days. Monday, which is actually the day she passed away, we were supposed to go to like this orientation thing to help us like, you know, start off how our freshman year, you know, because, you know, college is more complicated. Her were actually supposed to go together on this thing. He was working at that time, so he couldn't really go with us. He had his schedule at a different time. But I remember we had went to see her on a Sunday. We were together, we're like, oh, well, let's go see Tasha. We went to see Tasha. She looked fine. She looked healthy. She was cracking jokes. She was laughing. I remember she threw like this little stuffed animal she had. She threw it at my head. And it was unexpected, so I was like, what? And it was funny. This was like the last time I got to see her.
Remember, she was struggling keeping things down, like keeping things down.
And we do remember that she had mentioned that she had a really bad headache that day. And we do remember her saying that the doctors hadn't been in to see her for a while.
Yes.
Now this is why we're saying that we feel like the doctors didn't care for her as much as considering her as an adult as when she was a kid, because you're obviously supposed to pay attention to your patient. Other than her head hurting, she said she felt fine. So we were thinking like, okay, yeah, she's good, you know. We ended up leaving that day. Monday finally came, you know, I went to this orientation thing.
At that time I was like, maybe I should go visit Tasha, but then I'm like, no. Me and Monique talked about it, we were gonna go visit her together.
Yeah. Remember, I texted her that morning, I was like, good morning. I was already done with the orientation and she still hadn't texted me.
And we both texted, hello Felicia.
Yeah, we were like,
at that time, you know, Felicia was...
We used to call each other Felicia, it's kind of like an inside joke. Yeah. It was weird that she wouldn't text us because Tasha was a consistent texter.
Yeah, she was.
If we didn't text her, she would double text us. The day went on and I go home. We were planning on going to see her before I went to church. But I remember my dad telling me that I had to go to church beforehand and then I could go see her afterwards. Giovanni came with me to church. We were trying to stay positive, but we still had kind of like an off feeling. It's like 7 or 8 at this time, and then I received a message from Tasha's older sister, and she asked if I was busy, and I was like, oh, well, no, not really, I'm at church. And I showed Giovanni the message. She was typing, and I'm like, dude, what if like there's something wrong? I'm like, what if she's gonna tell us something about Tasha? Finally sends us a message and she's like, there's something wrong with Tasha. And we're like, well, what the, you know, like what the hell? Like what the fuck is wrong with Tasha? Like we haven't even talked to her all day, so like obviously it's something bad.
Yes.
So we hurry up, we run out to church.
So keep in mind, we went in the car, I was driving, and at this point, obviously, we're not gonna really include what she exactly said, but just know that it was an emergency. And I literally drove and like, I'm sorry for everybody that was driving out there at this time. Our main goal was to get to our best friend, Tasha. Thank
God we made it there safely.
Yeah, we made it safely. You know, we closed the door, whatever, we're running and...
we get to the hospital, we're like, we're here to see this person. So we finally get to her room.
And we noticed that there's a crowd out.
Yeah,
keep in mind, this is her family.
Her family.
We were cautious about what really happened, but we just didn't accept it. We were outside her room, and I turned around and I looked at Monique like, let's go inside. And Monique's like, I'm sorry, I can't. And that's when I'm like, you know what, like, I'll take one for the team.
You went in before I did.
So I walk in and I turn around and obviously I see Tasha. It was very hard to see
her there.
Yes, how she was. And then
at this point she's already
gone.
She's gone. we weren't prepared to walk into the room and see her like that because that's not what we wanted to believe. And like I said, I didn't want to go in. So he goes in, and then afterwards I follow him, and we get in there and we see her. And honestly, seeing somebody that meant so much to you, your best friend, you see them there, you don't really want to accept it. Even though you're looking at it with your own eyes, it's kind of like you're confused. Like, you're like, is this really real? Like, am I really looking at this right now? And at that moment I realized, like, dude, I just saw what I saw. Like she's really there, not here with us anymore. And it was unexpected because best friend is really gone out of nowhere. It's just one of the worst things
that anyone can experience. Honestly, with this tragedy happening, having someone so important and someone that we love so much and experience life with, it's gone. This has woken me up so much, and like I try not to take advantage of my family members, and especially Monique. Like, she's been here since day one,
and since that moment we literally helped each other get through this moment. That's why I feel like our friendship is so strong, because we went through something so bad together. In reality, Tasha brought us together, dude. Yeah. Tasha brought us together. It just sucks to lose somebody that you love. A person can be with you 1 second and literally a whole nother second be gone. And you'll never know that, because you just never know when a person can be taken from you.
Yes.
Life can change within a matter of seconds. Losing her really opened my eyes to life, to learning how to cherish every moment, every person, everything in life. Like, you can just never take it for granted, because you just never know when it'll be the last time.
That's why, like, in my personal life, I try to be always positive. Like, if you know me personally, such as Monique, like, you know I'm a hugger. I always hug people.
Yes, everybody.
I always hug people when I see them. I always hug people when I leave. Like, it's just my signature touch.
Yeah.
Because you just never know who needs a hug. It's so crazy what one hug can do to a person, and you just don't know what people are going through
in life.
Yes, God does things for a reason. This is a phrase that Hispanic people say is Dios aprieta pero no ahorca, right?
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before, and it's true.
Like, honestly, like, God would never put you in a situation where He knows that you can handle it. People come to your life for a lesson or a blessing. In this situation, she blessed us in
and
it was a lesson learned
how to appreciate everybody and everything that comes with life. Tasha had a very big foundation of this friendship. Tasha was all around an amazing person. Like, I'm not even just saying this to hype her up. Like, I really, Tasha really loved rainbows.
Yes,
really
that's why we're wearing our
tie-dye shirts.
Because we're representing, I don't know if you guys can see that, there's a rainbow right here. This is actually a sketch from her. Every time it rains and there's a rainbow, we always think of her, because that was always her
thing.
Yeah, that was her signature touch, is the rainbow. We have a friend, nail technician.
Yeah, she's a nail technician.
You know who you are, girl. We're shouting you out. She encouraged her to continue her nail technician stuff.
She's out here making moves. She's really a good technician with nails, like, so hit her line.
Yeah, that's pretty much of who Tasha was. Obviously, there's more stories, but we're trying to make this video short and sweet, so that way you guys can get a little bit of, who she was, our journey. Before we end this video, I do want to give a shout out to my bestie for
this necklace.
So it says best friend. It has a rainbow in the color purple, which represents Tasha.
And there's a little rice in here that has her name in it. And I got this for us in honor of Tasha, because, you know, she's our best friend. She loved rainbows, and it's just kind of a way to keep her with us. Even though I'm the type of person that doesn't really wear jewelry, like, I mean, to this day I have it. Like, I keep it in a safe drawer to make sure it's, like, you know, safe and sound. Monique, on the other hand, she does love wearing jewelry. I love my necklace. She
was the queen of wearing bracelets.
Bracelets, I swear.
Which, surprisingly, she doesn't have any, but I mean, I guess this counts for now. So she wears this every day. I'm always gonna share this charm forever, because it's something that I obviously know that it meant a lot for our friendship. The moment that I can get, I love to talk about Tasha. She was such a great person.
Yes. I would love as many people to know about her as possible. She was my bestest friend ever, and I could talk about her for days, honestly.
I can agree with that as well.
Honestly, I thank God every day for you.
Me too.
Because if it was, honestly, I feel like if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to make it through that time.
Me neither. So I love you.
I love you. You're my bestest friend ever.
I was so honored, and as I said before, this took a lot of courage, and it was crazy because today, a day that we started recording, I was talking to Monique. We were just hanging out or whatever, and I told her, I was like, you know what, I had in mind that I wanted to talk about Tasha, and she's like, oh my gosh, me too.
I was actually telling, because he was talking about how he needed ideas for a video, and I actually thought about like, whoa, well, you should make a video talking about Tasha. So we kind of thought it was weird that we both kind of
like
had
today,
that same
guys,
idea.
we are legit twin. We've been doing a lot of stuff that
Similar,
we were like, oh my god, me too, like, you know, but
unexpectedly.
yes, and regardless of what life takes us, we know that we can always count on each other. We know that we are our #1 supporters. I know for a fact that she's always gonna be there regardless where I'm at. Yeah, like I'm thankful for her.
I'm thankful for him.
Nowadays it's really hard to find
a
true
best
friendship.
Friend. Yes, it really is. And thank God that we have been able to have that kind of friendship.
Yes. You know, I'm not going to say our friendship is perfect because, you know,
we've had our downfalls. We have definitely had our downfalls. When you're really a true friend, like, a downfall will never matter.
Just want to say thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. Like, comment, share to your family, your
neighbors.
Don't forget to share to your family. Share to your
family,
your friends, your neighbors, your dog. Okay, maybe not your dog. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Mwah.